Hello and good morning, MYM Insiders. How's everybody doing today? This is Rich Harshaw here for our Tuesday morning ad clinic, and I believe we have 3 submissions. And for those of you who frequent this call, maybe a welcome break of sorts, because out of the 3 submissions, we actually have 2 that are outside of the remodeling home improvement industry. So we'll take those 2 first, and then we'll circle back around to Crystal Windows. We're going to start with James Fries. And James, I've got you on the line here. Let me see if I can get you. Well, James, I see that you need to hit your audio pin. Your audio pin, this is for James only. Don't anybody else use this. But his pin is pound 65 pound. If you put that into your phone, that should allow you to unmute yourself. There you go. All right, James, are you there?
Yes. How you doing, Rich?
Good. You thawing out up there?
Oh, no. Long time ago. It's been extremely mild winter here.
Oh, well, good for you. Yeah, so it's good to talk to you, and it's been a while, maybe half a year or something since I've spoken to you on a Tuesday morning ad clinic, so it's good to have you here. I've got some ads that you've submitted on my screen. Let me get them up. Okay. Give me a confirmation when you see this on your screen.
Okay, that's maybe not one of the ads I submitted yesterday, but
well, let me check, okay, because I had the original submission, and it was in a format that I couldn't open. This is what Chad had prepared for me. I also have this. Is this something?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Okay. Well, let's start here, and then we'll go from there. So, tell me about this. What are we? Where is this going? Just any amount of details that you can give me would be helpful.
Okay. Oil and gas industry kind of sucks right now, and Alberta's economy is a bit hurting. And I guess my thinking was, since Airdrie has like 8 pet specialty stores, I got 2 of them, in a city of 50,000+ people, the competition in pet specialty is crazy. So thinking, since pet specialty typically has about 38 to 40% of the market of pet products, groceries got the rest. I was thinking of aiming the ads at people that typically shop at grocery stores for their pet foods, and who just have the underlying assumption that pet specialty is expensive. So this is kind of where I'm going to go after.
Okay, so where would this ad appear?
Newspapers.
And tell me about the newspaper that it appears in. Is it like a daily? Does it have a pretty widely read circulation? Tell me about it a little bit.
It's a weekly paper.
Okay.
Circulation is all over Airdrie.
How is it delivered? Is it come in a mailbox? Is it thrown in people's front yards? They pick it up at the grocery store? Or how do you get it?
I believe it's dropped on the front door. Like, it's kind of hung in a package on the front door, on your front door.
And is it a little teeny thin paper, like more of a local type paper would be, or does it have 2 or 3 or 4 sections, like maybe a more major daily? Can you?
No, it's a smaller town newspaper. It's all one section. It doesn't have it's not like a big city Calgary newspaper or whatever.
I'm just trying to get a feel for how people would encounter this ad. That's all. So I'm not going to hold you to this. We're just trying to do a little fact finding here. But if you had to guess, if you opened up that paper and read it front to back, would it have more like 8 pages, more like 24 pages? What do you think?
More like 20 something.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds real similar to some weekly local papers that I can think of around here. It's probably got some super local type news in it that people live outside the area wouldn't necessarily even care about. Is that probably true?
Yes.
Okay. And how big is this ad that is on the screen?
Well, I just did it on a 8.5 by 11 format, whatever. But I haven't determined the ad size in the paper yet.
Okay.
Half a page. Quarter page.
Half a page.
The format.
Okay. Just making some notes here in my notebook. All right, so next question. You gave me a little bit of an intro. I heard what you said, but I'm going to ask the question differently. What do you want people to know when they see your ad? What is the main thing you want them to know? Just describe it to me. Don't look at the ad. Don't worry about what it says. Just tell me, what is it you want people to know?
I want them to know that the Global Pet Foods doesn't carry just expensive foods. There's some really nice price foods that would even compete with the IAMS of Walmart, but better quality.
Okay, and per your previous discussion, there's a perception that you don't do that, and you want them to know that you do that, that being carry lower price foods, right?
Right.
Okay.
And most of them even come with a free food program, which you're not going to get at a grocery store.
When I'm quiet, that's just me taking notes, okay? Not
Yep.
ignoring you or falling asleep. Okay. Well, I always feel like I've got to tell people that because I can't talk and write at the same time. I mean, I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good. Okay. Claw back some savings, affordable prices from no crazy amounts of grains that cause obesity, other problems, Canadian foods. Okay. I would say this. I would say that the ad that you have submitted to me that is on the screen does not actually tell people what you want them to know. That's what I would say. The ad that you've submitted to me, here's what I would say. This would be my opinion of what this ad is communicating. There's a place that has cheap cat food. But I don't think that's really the nuance that you're trying to communicate. I think you're trying to communicate, hey, we're a specialty pet store that you think has high-priced, expensive specialty foods, which, while that may be true, also we have very moderately priced foods and a large selection. We can help you choose the right one that's right for you. And it's actually competitively priced with the grocery store or Walmart, I think is what you really are trying to say, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just play around with this a little bit. And by play around with it a little bit, what I mean is just throw some ideas out. In other words, I'm not saying, hey, James, here is the headline, write it down and, run down to the newspaper with it. Let's just kind of talk through it a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
And maybe the first one or two attempts will not be right, but let's try it. So let me pull up a page here that we can. Hang on a second. Whoops, that was the wrong page. Okay, you should see a blank document on my screen.
Yeah.
Tell me when you see a blank document. Okay. So that's probably not a big enough font. All I'm doing here is just messing around. Make this a little bit bigger. Specialty pet store selection. That's probably the wrong word. Plus, I can't even spell, as you are well aware, because you've been on here with me before. Actually, I can spell fine. I just don't type very accurately. Specialty pet store selection, grocery store prices. This is kind of what we're trying to get after. Specialty pet store expertise selection. I'm just putting some ideas on the board. Jeez. All right, specialty pet store. think, let me ask you this. For pet owners in your immediate area that you service, what percentage of them would you, excuse me, would you guess, and I know you don't know this, but what would you be your guess that are aware that Global Pet Foods exists?
Oh, boy. I'm going to say 50%.
Pet owners in your immediate service area that are aware that Global Pet Foods exists.
60%? I don't know.
Well, because it matters, because what you're fighting against is a perception that your cat food is expensive, when in reality there may not be that perception for a large percentage of people. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question. If most people know that you're there, then that's something we can work with. If most people aren't even aware you're there, then that might be a whole different issue.
Okay. Well, even though I learned recently, like one of my neighbors, they have a golden retriever, and they get their dog from their pet food from the Superstore, and like big, cheaper grocery chain or whatever, and they're trying to save money or whatever, but they just made the assumption that like we don't have anything priced in the $40 range or even $35 range. They're assuming, like, they made the assumption that everything is in the $60, $70, $80, $90 range.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. And I want to use this particular example as we talk for a minute. You said that they thought you did not have foods in what range?
In the $40 range, $40, $50 range.
Okay, and that's what they would expect to pay at the grocery store, correct?
Yeah, in the 40s, 30 to 40s, and like they used to buy their food from us, but their dog was reacting to some stuff, and they just went with something cheaper.
Okay, so they think that your foods are in the what range would be their guess?
In the 60, 70, 80.
Okay, now, what is the truth about your store?
Truth is, we got foods that start at less than $40.
What is the lowest one you've got?
37.
Okay, now, if you were to ask your golden retriever owning friend or person you know, maybe not your friend, what would they think about $37?
I think they would think that would be entirely reasonable.
Okay, what is the quality of that $37 food, in your opinion? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best food that you carry, that maybe it's $100 a bag, what is the $37 food quality-wise?
I'd give it a 6.
Okay, now, comparable bag from the grocery store that they're buying now, how much is it costing them?
About $25 to $30.
Okay, and what's the quality level of that?
Definitely lower.
Give me a number.
2,
5, 4?
3 to 4.
Okay. What if I went to that grocery store and I bought a $37 bag of food? What quality level is it going to be?
I don't know, let's say 4 to 5.
Okay. The answer better be something less than 6, right? Otherwise, you
Yeah.
really don't have a value proposition other than your selection and your free food program. But from a pricing standpoint, you wouldn't have much of a value proposition. But if it's a $37 grocery bag for a level 4, and you're saying we sell that as a level 6, then you know that's a little something we can work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about this? Okay. Compare our pet food prices. Now, here's the best way to do this, is to come here and say, Low, and we have to make this smaller. Low quality. See, here's what I want to do. I gotta write this out on a piece of paper so I can see what it looks like. Then I can create it on the screen for you here. Okay, so what I want to do is just create a matrix. And the matrix is going to say low quality. No. Let's do this. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and 5 star. How's that suit you?
Sure.
Okay. Quality. Grocery store / big box, right? Same thing, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And then Global Pet Foods, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's what I want to do. What is the name of what would be the lowest star that you sell? If that was a 6 star, a 6 on a 10, that sounds like a 3-star food out of 5. Is that right? Your $37 food?
Yeah.
Okay, so under Global Pet Foods, under 1 star, we're going to put, we don't sell it, right? Not available. True or false?
True.
Okay, 2 star, not available, right?
Right.
Okay, 3 star, $37. What's the brand?
Pulsar.
Say it again.
Pulsar.
Pulsar?
Yeah, Pulsar.
Okay, like a thing in the space. Okay, and then do you have a 38 or a 39 or a $40 bag?
Yeah.
Okay, name the next highest price in the brand.
So, well, yeah, depending on the protein. I mean, Pulsar makes a fish, and that's going to be in around the $40 range. Also,
okay, so Pulsar, what is that 37 Pulsar called? Pulsar what? Pulsar base, Pulsar chicken, Pulsar grain, Pulsar blue? What's it called?
I believe it's chicken. Another brand is Horizon.
Okay, so how much is that?
About $40.
$40, and when it's Horizon what? Horizon. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to call that Horizon Bronze for right now. You know, it's like their lower one. And then they've got a $42 bag, which is Pulsar Silver, right? Whatever. I'm making this up, but you get the idea. And then there's a $43 bag, which is called, Texas Finest grain, whatever. Okay? I'm making this up, but I want you to be able to see this. So let me come back over here, insert table, because I wrote this out. It helps me to put this stuff. Why my font is so stinking huge here. Quality, grocery, big box, Global Pet Foods, right? Okay, 1 star. And what I would do is I'd probably actually put the stars in there. I don't know if I can do that or not. I don't need to do that right now, but you get the idea. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would be the cheapest food they have at a grocery or big box?
About $25.
Okay. What based on 37, 25, based on how many pounds bag? Or do you do pounds there? Is it kilograms or something?
In around, well, both. About 30 pounds.
Okay. You see where I'm going with this? Okay,
Yeah.
so $25. What's the brand on the $25?
I think it was like, I'd have to double check, something like Dog Chow or something like that.
Okay, Dog Chow, whatever it is. And then they've got $27, which is, you know, food sucks. And they've got, you know, those are their 1-star foods, not available. 2-star. So they've got a $30 bag of Dog Chow Pro, and they've got a $33 bag of, you know, Food Sucks Gold. Okay? And for you, not available. 3-star. See, because here's what you're doing. You're very subtly, but maybe even not that subtly, showing them, you know what, if you want this cheap, crappy food that's 1 and 2 stars, be my guest. It's cheap. You can go get it over there. We don't want to do that. We don't do that. True enough?
Yeah.
Okay, so then they've got their 3-star food. What's their 3-star food?
Let's say
it's $37, and let's say it's Yukonuba, okay? I don't know how you spell it, but whatever.
Okay.
And maybe yours is, or maybe we come in here and we label that a 2-star food. And you come down here and you say not available. Do they have 3-star food at the grocery store?
Yeah, I'd give them a 3-star food, but I wouldn't give them a 4 or 5.
Okay, so you come in here and now you've got $37 Pulsar Plus, and you've got $39 Horizon Gold, and you've got $41 Pulsar Extra, whatever. Big 4-star, not available, and then you've got your, you know, $48 whatever, your $52 whatever, and your $55 whatever, right?
Right.
5-star, not available, and then you've got your $60 awesome blend. That's not what I meant to do. And you've got your $68 great blend, and you've got your $74 show winner, and you've got your $87, you know, Bill Gates chow, right?
Yeah.
So what we want to do is we want to make it so that their 2-star pricing comes in the same as your 3-star pricing. You see how that works?
Right.
And maybe you come in here and maybe they've got, you know, maybe they've got a $44 Yukonuba Plus or something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you're showing that their highest end food is actually more expensive than your 3-star foods. Now, here's the thing. We've taken all the mystery out of this, because right now there's a bunch of mystery in it. I don't think that mystery is helping you, because all the mystery makes people say, well, I think that their prices are higher. I assume that their prices are higher. I assume that they only have premium food. And what I'm showing them is, no, all we have is 3-star and above, but we have prices that are on the middle end of the spectrum here. So we come in here, maybe we highlight this somehow. best value. All right, and then down here is premium, right? And it's kind of understood with the 3 and the 4-star, but I like to just come in here and say, show quality. Maybe that's too strong. Or maybe this is special diets or something like that. I don't know what you want to call that.
Right. Okay.
Maybe over here you come in here and say, not healthy. Something like that. Or mostly fillers. And then you come in here and you say something like, trying to think of a word that says, if you don't really love your pet that much. Econo brands. I mean, if somebody wants to buy their dog an Econo brand, then that's their business, right? But we want to sort of shame them out of doing it.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. To me, this seems like an interesting way to do this, because what you're doing is you're showing people, hey, we've got good prices, and you can see exactly what they are. Maybe you come in here and you say plus 13 other brands, other choices, plus 5 other choices, plus, excuse me, 4 other choices. This doesn't all have to be all this big, so it doesn't have to take up all this much space. You see what I'm saying here? Now, if you think specialty pet stores means high prices, think again. We have great prices on high quality, inexpensive dog and cat foods. Maybe you do a dog food here and cat foods over here, right?
Okay.
You recreate this for cat foods. If you think, maybe you don't even say especially pet stores. Global, what's your store called? Global Pet Foods or?
Pet foods, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Global Pet Foods. Only carries super premium foods at premium prices. Think again. We actually have great prices on high quality, inexpensive cat foods. See comparison chart below. Note, we do not carry Econo brand foods that consist mostly of fillers and byproducts. I don't know if that's the right word, but go with me for a minute.
Yeah.
They are not healthy for your pet and may shorten lifespans and increase risk of certain diseases. You know, something like that. A little fear and shame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't really care about your pet, you know, whatever. Buy crap at Kroger. We don't care. But see, here's what happens now. Then we come down here. We say free pet food. What do you call it? Club?
Program or whatever. Free food program.
Free pet food. Compare our pet food prices. We beat grocery stores and big box stores hands down, and we give you free food. Which, you know, free is good, right?
Yep.
Oops. All right, we're getting close here. But see, they don't have to come in and compare now.
Right.
You're doing the work for them. I mean, you're expecting people to take your word for it. They don't really know you. Not that they hate you or don't trust you, but, you know, why would I spend my time and effort verifying what you're telling me in an advertisement? Why don't you just verify it yourself? You think Global Pet Foods only carry super premium food at premium prices? Think again, we actually have great prices on high quality, expensive dog and cat foods. See the comparison chart below. We also have the, gosh darn it, the areas only, I cannot type, I don't know why, only free food program. How does that work? One bag free for every 12 you buy?
Something like that, yeah, it varies. That's what most of it is.
Do you keep track of it for them?
Yeah, the computer system does.
All right, there's your ad, essentially. I mean, it probably needs to be cleaned up or whatever. It needs to be designed so it looks a little bit better, but hey, why not? Free pet food. Compare our pet food prices. We beat grocery and big box stores hands down. Plus, we give you free food. What a great ad. I love this ad.
Yes, no, it's a lot more direct and cool.
James, you're not coming up on my Jameses here. James FR, what's your email address?
JFROESE44 @gmail.com.
All right, heading your way.
Awesome.
I like it. I'd like to see it designed and laid out. But, you know, this is an interesting concept. And, you know, if you wanted to, you could come down there at the bottom of the ad. You could put something about, you know, which brand is right for your pet. We can help you decide. Did you realize that lots of pet allergies and sicknesses are caused by the wrong food or intolerance for food? We can help you decide. Come on in for a free evaluation. You can add all that stuff at the bottom. It doesn't have to be paragraphs and paragraphs.
Right. Cool.
You know, and maybe you make this a little narrower so that you can squeeze a cat food and a dog food on there.
Right.
I don't know.
Cool.
And then, here's why I'm saying this, because I think you could take this, design it, make it look really cool, do it right, and then you could use this in 1,000 different ways. You could use it in the store as a handout when people walk in. You could use it as flyers that you could put in, you know, as a piggyback onto other things, like stuff it in with a newspaper. You could hang it on people's doors. You could, you know, any number of things. It's a great sort of introductory message. And I love that you have the free pet food, because, you know, people are going to look at that and go, well, what do you mean free pet food? Everybody's interested in free pet food. But see, when I go back to your original ad, you're making me go through a bunch of mental gymnastics, scratching the bottom of your wallet for money for cat food. Global Pet Foods can help you save money. I mean, it's almost like you're talking to me. It almost feels like you're talking down to me a little bit. You know, you welfare case, you can't even afford to feed your cat. Come into our cat food bank and we'll give you, you know, cat chow because we care about cat. I mean, I'm reading way too much into that, but it almost sort of has that vibe.
Yeah.
When in reality, what you're really trying to say is, hey, we've got good prices, but our food is better quality, and our table does the talking. So I like that. I don't think we really have time for another ad. Let me see if we've got something else. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have time. Is that okay? I mean, I think we did a pretty good job on that one.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Okay, James, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for participating. It's good to talk to you again.
Okay, thanks, Rich. Take care.
All righty. And let's go over to Chase. Mr. Chase.
Hey, Rich.
Man,
how's it going?
Talk about long time no talk. I didn't know you still existed.
Yeah, it's we've been really busy, but kind of refocusing now a little bit on some of our advertising. I guess when last time we talked, we came up with that eyelash extension membership, which has been a home run. So we've been doing really well with that.
Nice.
But now we're going to expand that a little bit more. So we want to generate some more leads there and some more customers. And what we did is we purchased a double space on the back of receipts at the grocery store. We have a Randall's and an H-E-B nearby.
Okay.
And it was just something we were testing out. So did it for a year. It's about 2 million impressions annually. Seen some pickup on it. And just wanted to get your feedback on this. Obviously, we got a lot going on here on this one ad. So
what you're telling me is that this is something that shows up on the back of the grocery store receipt. Is that correct?
Exactly.
You know, so that being the case, this is actually on my screen quite a bit larger than it would be in real life. Is that probably correct?
Yeah, probably about double the size. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, I mean, we've got Tom Thumb and Kroger and stuff, and their receipts all seem pretty standard, maybe, I'm guessing 2.5 or 3 inches wide, probably.
Exactly, yep.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? I would say this. I would say that, yeah, I kind of agree with you that this is a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
That headline you've got there, I mean, it is just buried. I mean, it is buried. I've been sitting here looking at it for 5 minutes and I still don't know what it says. Let me read it. Let me pause down here for a second and read it. Give me a minute. Now you can get a full set of high quality eyelash extensions for just $99. You know what I might recommend that you do? I might recommend that you go back to the receipt folks and say, hey, what would it take for me to get 2 different ads?
Okay.
Because
then I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Because I've seen these receipts. If you buy anything other than a box of ding dongs, that thing's going to be 1.5 feet long at least, right?
Right.
And I've seen how these things work. they've got X number of ads and they repeat every, if there's 5 ads, then your ad repeats every 5th ad, right?
Right, exactly.
And if the receipt is 1.5 feet or 2 feet long, which they frequently are, I would say a foot long is probably the minimum size of a receipt. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah, they're huge.
Okay, so how many ads are going to appear on a foot long receipt? Probably, 5, 4 at least.
Right.
So why not just go for 2 different ads and get different things?
Okay.
So, for instance, I think the free haircut is going to jump off the page if this entire ad, with the amount of space you have, was dedicated to the free haircut, and then, the addresses and phone numbers and stuff like that, with purchase of any color, service, et cetera, I think that's going to jump off that receipt. I mean, it's just going to boom.
Okay.
But one thing that you'll want to do if you do a free haircut, I think it's really critical that you use a color and a look and a feel that immediately says women's haircut.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you why. Because it almost is an unbelievable offer that you would give a free ladies haircut. How much does a normal ladies haircut cost?
$55, something like that.
Yeah. So, if I walk into the sports clips, I'm looking at $15 to $20, depending on what level of service I want.
Right.
So if I saw a receipt that said free haircut, I would almost automatically assume it was a men's haircut, because that's just more in the realm of believability from a pricing standpoint.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that it's immediately understood that this is a lady's haircut. Now, the way that you have it here, where it's got all this eyelash and extensions and stuff, the context kind of carries it. That's the upside. The downside is it's buried, right? So if anybody actually sees it, then there's some context there, but they're still going to have to sort of hunt and peck visually around to see what's going on, because I'm just trying to look at this from the standpoint of regular size, and I'm afraid it's going to be really small. In fact, I'm going to try to pull this up. Okay, that's probably more like original size, right?
Right.
Yeah. Now, see, that's just, that headline just gone, and $10 is off of something, but I can't tell what. Eyelash extensions, I can't really see. So.
Yeah, just probably tried to cram a little. And once I saw it in person, that's exactly what I thought too. I think I crammed a little too much on there. So.
Yeah. So why don't we do this? Why don't you take this ad, put the this. Can you see my cursor on there?
Yep.
Yeah. So put this stuff here, the purple stuff. Just slide that down to the bottom. Probably keep this lady and the word Belleza. I don't know, how do you say it? Belleza Salon. Make that stuff. Make Belleza Salon in the logo here, and then this middle part, which is going to be, as big as all of this, free haircut, what all of the conditions are, and then make a second ad that does the same thing for your other offers, or even a third ad.
Okay. Well, what they will let me do, I can split this in half. So they'll give me 2 ads, but it'll be half as big since this is a double ad. If you think that would be? Should I do that?
Well,
or should I
will they allow you to make every second ad a different ad?
No. Well, they will if it's half the size. So, but they won't let me do a different ad that size. Does that make sense?
How sure are you of that?
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure, because that'd be like having 2 ads, right?
Well, not if you're supposed to have every 5th ad or whatever, and now you've still got every 5th ad, but each ad alternating is different. You're still only taking up the same amount of real estate.
Gotcha. Okay, now I understand. Yeah, I'll ask that question. Okay.
Yeah, because here's what you do. You go back to and you say, look, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to have my ad alternate every other ad. I'm going to have this ad and this ad, both of them, and you're going to run it, and that's what you're going to do. And they're going to say, well, I don't think we can do that. And you're going to say, well, then here's what I'm going to do. And you pull out your aim and flame, you take your check, and you burn it. And you say, well, then fine. Don't take my money, jackals.
Right.
I know you can do this. There's nothing that makes you not be able to do this. It's just a matter of putting it into your computer program this way. So do it.
Okay.
Say, hey, I want to see which ad works better. I want to see which one gives me the most uptake. I want to see which offer is the best. What
Okay.
you're not telling him is you're going to continually do that and, continue to search for the best offer. But here's the reality. If you've got a 1.5 foot or 2 foot long receipt, boom, you've got 2 different ads on there. I'd rather
Right.
have that than the same ad repeated twice.
Okay. Gotcha. And so you think just get rid of that headline, make the logo bigger, move free haircut up, make it the whole center on the one ad?
Here's what you want. You need something to just pop off that ad
Gotcha.
that is unmistakable in 1/9 of a second.
Gotcha. Okay.
Free women's haircut.
Mhm.
Boom, I got it. Something on here is going to give me a free women's haircut. Maybe you've got another one that says, full set eyelash extensions, just $99. There's your headline. Boom. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
The reverse purple with white is not too bad. I kind of like that. But yeah, you're just cramming way too much into there. It doesn't matter to me that the address and all the little makeup, facial, the list of stuff, the stuff that's in purple here, it doesn't matter to me that stuff's small. If they like what they see and they want to read that fine print, it's there. They'll read it. It's fine. I don't care that they see it right away though. I want that offer to just pop.
Okay.
I also want the name of the salon to pop, Beleza. I want to make sure that they see that.
Okay.
Because, if nothing else, you're going to achieve branding. I mean, what did you tell me? 2 million impressions a month?
Or a year, yeah. Mm-hmm.
A year, whatever. So I want to make sure that they see that and they go, okay, if they take away Beleza Salon, free ladies haircut, women's haircut, I don't know what the best word is to use for that.
Gotcha. Probably free. Okay.
Can I just take a guess here that the $10 off jewelry or clothing is probably the least beneficial offer to you as a store?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so eyelash
and it's not
extension,
doing anything.
Is the eyelash extension coupon essentially just restating the headline of the ad?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, yeah, if I've got to ask you that question, that's probably a problem.
Yep. Gotcha.
So boom, you've got 2 different offers, easy peasy, let it rip.
Okay.
It's really that simple. If you'd like to get those redone and shoot them over to me to just give a quick look-see, I'd be happy to do it.
Okay,
just
cool.
email
Thanks.
it to me directly.
Okay. Thanks, Rich.
So
Appreciate
here's the
that.
elements. Make sure it looks like a coupon because this is supposed to be a coupon kind of a thing. Make sure that they see the name. Make sure that it's instantly obvious that this is something for ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And keep it to 1 thing per coupon. And then the last thing would be to go back and pound on them to get your way in terms of having multiple ads.
Got it. Okay.
I mean,
Cool.
Unless the receipt advertising people are just overflowing with customers, which I doubt they are.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I don't say that because I'm insinuating that this is a stupid advertising medium and you shouldn't do it. I'm saying because that just seems like a pretty hard one to sell. Out of all the advertising that's out there, I can imagine that poor ad rep on their first day. Okay, go start knocking doors and try to sell this. I mean, it just seems like a harder sell.
What do you think about it from that standpoint? I mean, it's cost aside. What do you think of it as a medium for? I mean, is it even cheapens the image?
No, I don't think it cheapens your image at all. I don't think anybody's going to look at it and go, well, if they're on the back of the receipt, then I'm not going there. I don't think people would think that at all.
Okay.
I would just be interested to see if it actually works and if you get people bringing it in and if it seems to get some traction.
Okay.
It's impossible for me to predict that. You've got some results already. I'm sort of giving you benefit of the doubt on this call that you've got enough traction with it that it seems like it's worthwhile to keep going. If that's not the case, then it may be worth looking at a little more carefully.
I think it is, and I think I just wanted to make sure I'm getting my bang for the buck. I think there's an opportunity to make it obviously a little bit better. So I appreciate that.
How have
Thank
you got? How have you gotten the word out on your eyelash club?
Let's see. Oh, we did so we have like a hyper local newspaper here, so it does news for like your area, general area. And so you can do a stuffer in that thing. So I printed up, your guys designed a full page ad for me, and I ran the full page ad in the paper, and then I also did a stuffer in there, like a blow in, and it goes to like, I can't remember, like all 20,000 homes. It's a every door direct mail kind of thing. It's not a subscription, and very high readership in our area. So I did that, and then it was, from there it was referrals and word of mouth. It's just such a great deal. Nobody does it. I'm actually toying with the idea of building a whole business around it, because it is such a, I mean, we've done that limited. That's all the advertising I've done with it, and then the referrals, and we have like 70 or 80. We have 2 girls doing it, and we have 70 or 80 members strictly for that, with that limited amount, and we're adding a 3rd person. So.
And they pay $99 a month. Is that right?
Yep. And they can come in whenever they want. They love it because they get their, they don't have to think about it. They just come and whenever they want.
Are you seeing that they stay on board with you?
We get quite we've had some that have been on it for years now. I mean, we started this program like over 2 years ago, and 3 years ago.
Do you make an effort to remind them
to come?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah,
well,
that's one of the things I'm
going
to
to
work on.
It's a catch-22, right? You make more money if they don't come, but people are more likely to quit if they realize it's been a couple months and they go, this sucks.
Exactly. No, and I think that attrition, that's one of the things we're going to focus on. But yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something interesting. Are you familiar with the Dollar Shave Club?
Yep.
Yeah. So I joined the Dollar Shave Club for a couple of reasons. One, I saw their video. I thought it was hilarious. So I thought I'm gonna respect this marketing. The price point was so cheap. I actually ended up hating their razors. I think they suck.
Oh, really?
But here was the interesting thing. They're sending me blades. I think 4 or 5 blades or something like that per month it's like $5. I can't remember, shipping included. But I found it very interesting and very somehow compelling to me that they send me an email every month that says, hey, your shipment is due to send out, and it's usually 3 or 4 or 5 days in advance. And then it gives me an option, skip this month or change the frequency of my plan. They are proactively coming to me saying, hey, do you want to skip this month? Now, if I skip this month, they lose money, right? Because I didn't get the order. And I thought, I bet this has something to do with people having 4 or 5 or 6 months worth of razor blades sitting in their drawer and going, oh crap, I don't need this anymore, and quitting. And so they responded to that, I'm assuming, by being more proactive. It does put them at jeopardy of me lowering my frequency or skipping a shipment, but it raises the likelihood that I'll actually stay with them.
Yep. It's a good strategy. I mean, it's the long term that makes this kind of thing work really well. So.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't care about you care that you get these ladies in there every month for the next 7 years, right? Until they move physically out of your area. So, what is your cost on actually fulfilling the lashes per month?
So, once they're on the program, if they come twice a month, it costs me about $40. So
I'm going to assume that the average across the board is only coming once a month, maybe less.
Yeah, well, if they want it's probably the average is right around 2 times a month. Some come every week, we don't give them as much time for that, so the cost is a little bit less for us when they come every. The total cost generally per member is like $35 to $40, but still, I mean,
that's fantastic. I mean, then do they tip also when they come?
Exactly, and then they tip the stylist, so they get that.
Okay, so you really want these people to come. Here's why I'm asking this. I'm not trying to jump into your business or give you advice you weren't asking for, but I think it's very interesting because if you look at that model, you're telling me that you're going to get $1,200 a year per customer, and your cost on that is going to be, let's say on the highest end, it's $40. So $40 times 12 is going to be $480. So you're going to make a profit $1,200 minus 480. That's it's a gross profit. I understand that, but that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
$720.
Yeah, when we first had this conversation, and it just was like a light bulb went on. I ran the numbers and I started looking at it. And I was like, this is a no-brainer. We got to do more of this, right?
Now think about this. So let's say that you went to maybe even a closer geography than just the 20,000. Because 20,000, that's going to be a pretty big geographic swatch, unless there's tons of apartments. Are there?
No, it's a pretty big geographic area, yeah.
Okay, so let's say we narrow that down to maybe something like 5,000. And we say, okay, we're going to do a mailing program to this 5,000. And let's say that we can get that down into the, how much did it cost? Last time you did a tag-along mailer, is that right?
With this
thing? Is
that
what you said?
Yeah, it was a blow-in in a newspaper. Mm-hmm. Okay,
well, let's say that we did an actual mailer.
Okay.
And let's say you can get the cost down to, let's say, roughly 25 cents for a standalone mailer. Maybe it's a little bit more, maybe it's a little bit less, but we'll use that. So here's what that means. For every 5,000 you send, it's going to cost $1,250. Well, here's the interesting thing about that. If you spend $1,250, if you get 2 new customers out of the 5,000, then you're in the money on the first year. Now, you're not making any money, right? But you're at least not losing money.
Sure.
And I'm looking at that going, but what if you got 5 or 6 or 8 or 10?
Right.
I mean,
and
geez, if you spend $1,250 and you get 10 new customers, you just accrue $7,200 in gross profit after your cost, gross profit per year. Now, we also need to factor in that maybe some ladies don't stay on for a whole year and they quit after a few months. But even if you had to trim that number by 10%, by $700, it's still $6,500 in gross profit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at that and go, okay, if I'm sending this out to 5,000 people, how often can I do that, and what would be my rate of return when I do it?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's just very interesting.
And that's what the exact thing I was thinking about, going back to a lot of stuff that you said in the past and using that exact example. Do you think that in this day and age, is that still the most effective use of my money in that way? I mean, or should I be focusing and putting more money into like pay-per-click and things like that, or both?
No, I don't think pay-per-click is a good. I mean, you can try pay-per-click, and you'll quickly know if it works or not. But here's the problem with pay-per-click. I don't know that there's a ton of women that are going online and searching for eyelash extensions.
Mm-hmm.
It's the kind of thing that if you feel like you want it, you run a mental inventory of places that you've seen around town that do that kind of thing, and you just go there.
Yeah.
It's like dry cleaners, right? I mean, I've never looked up a dry cleaner online. I know there's one by Tom Thumb, and there's another one over there by Dunkin' Donuts, and I think there's one over there by, KFC or something.
Uh-huh.
And you just kind of go. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not suggesting nobody would ever go to your website or look it up. I'm suggesting that it's not the kind of thing that people put a lot of research into. They just more go try different places where they get recommendations. But now think about this. You throw this in their face, in their mailbox, and you throw an offer in their face that they had not been even thinking about. Nobody went to their mailbox thinking, man, I hope I get an eyelash offer today.
Right.
But the nature of your business is it's almost, I don't want to say it's an impulse buy, but it's something that these ladies are going to look at and go, wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that kind of thing even existed. I didn't realize it was that inexpensive. I didn't realize.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are shoving it in their face, and ideally again and again and again and again, and they go, wow, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And all you got to do is just run your numbers, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe you do some kind of offer, first month free, free first set,
mm-hmm.
And you give them a couple options. Option one is we'll give you the free first set if you sign up on an annual plan, or we'll put you on with no commitment, but it's $99 or whatever. I don't know. I'm not saying you have to do that, but
well, that's kind of what we played with. Yeah, those are kind of the offers we've been playing with. So Cool.
Anyway,
All right.
just some
Thank
thoughts
you.
for you.
Yeah,
All
appreciate
right,
it.
it's always good to talk to you.
You too, Rich.
All right. All righty, and then there was Ann. Ann, ni hao.
Hi, Ann. Oh, hi, Rich.
Yeah, you're
Can
Ann,
you hear
I'm
me?
Rich.
No.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
I
Oh, okay.
can. Okay, your ad showed up sort of last minute, so it's not on my presentation, but I do have it in my email, so let me pull it up. Okay,
You know,
you should be
I
seeing that on your
actually
screen.
submitted this last time. I think you probably didn't have enough time to view it. So I
Well, we
actually
got to the end of the call, but we couldn't get you, we couldn't get you to be, so that I could hear you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, so
I
something was
actually
wrong.
run
But I
it,
got you now.
but the result was not good. So that's why I need to talk to you again.
Okay, so is this the correct ad that's on the screen right now?
Yeah, but this is just this is one side. I have both sides, and there's another.
Yeah, I've got
side.
the other side.
Mhm.
It's right here.
Mhm. Yeah.
All righty. So let's look at the front side first. Is this a postcard? Is that right?
It's not. It's an insert. It's bigger
Insert
than a
into
postcard.
what?
Insert of a newspaper, or like either insert in a newspaper, or it's packed with other, you know, or mailing material. This is actually a mailing material.
Okay. There's a little feedback there. I don't know if that's on your side. I don't think it's on mine. Okay, so serving Chicagoland, I'm familiar with some of the issues in terms of talking about factory direct, because you've got customers that would be potentially competing against you when you sell direct, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be a little bit careful with that. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
Well, right
New
now,
windows.
now I'm okay because I actually not using Crystal Window. I'm using my installation company called Window Place, so I don't really have to worry about that. You know.
New windows are the best investment for your property, not an expense. Increase property value and save up to 30% of energy bill at the same time. Now, Ann, I'm going to tell you something. Now, you know I speak Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and not only do I speak Chinese, but I lived in Taiwan for 2 years.
Right.
And I was very fluent. However, even being very fluent, still little inaccurate things would pop up, and people would correct me all the time. And I'm going to kind of turn the tables. I'm going to correct you because there's some
that's where
grammar
you need the
things
English
on here.
Is that okay? I see. I know what you mean.
There's some English things on here that are not correct, and they sort of have that sound of a Chinese person wrote them.
Okay.
And
right.
I don't feel bad saying that at all, because, like I said, I've been on the other side of that many times, saying things that I felt were beautiful and flawless, and people look at me going, hey, that's not actually how we say that. So
okay. I got
new windows are the best investment for your property, not an expense. You know, to me, this is pretty generic stuff. I don't find this to be all that compelling. Have you sent something like this out and seen that it's worked well? Because I'd be pretty surprised if this worked well.
It's not.
I mean, here's the person who's going to respond to this ad. The person that responds to this ad is the person that already wants windows, knows that they need windows, and just happened to see your ad right at the moment when they needed windows. Which, if you've got a large distribution, there's some of those kind of people that you'll bump into.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not really being swayed by this headline, new windows are the best investment. In other words, nobody's looking at this going, well, you know, I was thinking maybe I would get windows, but they're too expensive. Wait a second. Hang on, here's some new information. It's actually an investment. Nobody's thinking that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So we're saying things in this ad that really aren't moving the needle with anybody, I don't think, unless you can tell me stories of where this has been a big hit somewhere.
Well, I'm trying to communicate that, you know, how, you know, like, you know, some of the people, they, you know, if they actually change the window before they actually sell the property, they actually, you know, they can, you know, their selling price, you know, because their house is going to look much better, and their selling price can be, you know, more than, you know, so I'm trying to say that, the money that they put into changing new window is actually going to worth it, worth the money that they spend because they can sell the property higher, in a higher
Okay, how about
price,
this? Here's a very easy headline. Increase home value and appeal with new windows. Or maybe even the word curb in front of appeal. Increase home value and curb appeal, or maybe we'll reverse that. Increase curb appeal and home value with new windows.
Okay.
I think that's what you're trying to say.
Right.
Now, you don't necessarily just want to appeal to people that are thinking about selling their home, right?
No. I'm just in general, So that's why,
Okay.
they don't really have to. I mean, like, it's like, either they're selling or selling the house, or they're not selling the house. The money they put in, to replace the window is going to worth the money that they put in. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So how about increased curb appeal and home value with new windows? Exclamation point. And then a subheadline that says, let's see, we want to talk about saving energy, increase home value, curb appeal. What about this? Increase curb appeal, home value, ... and save 30% on energy bills on, not of, bills, not bill. Okay, there's where that English is a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
Increase curb appeal and home value, ... and save 30% on energy bills with new windows. Now, below that, here's what we're going to put. Factory direct, save. How much do you save with factory direct? $100 to $200 per window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, normally I'm not a big fan of putting headlines over pictures like you have here, but I think in this case it actually works because it's giving me a visual of curb appeal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a person looks at that and they say, oh, I can see that there's beautiful windows on this home. Interesting. I sort of like the picture of the window with the beautiful pool and flowers and stuff. So that's pretty interesting. The little yellow lines that are pointing at various features, I don't know that they're really tipping anybody to buying these, but they serve a functional purpose, and I'm okay with those there.
Okay.
So I think that stuff's all fine. If you flip this over, factory direct windows save you $100 to $200 per window. We've already actually said that on the front side now. Increase curb appeal and home value and save 30% on energy bills with new windows. Factory direct save $100 to $200 per window. Maybe on the back we say, maybe we just get very simple and say why you should buy factory direct. Because there's more than one reason. One reason is you save money. What's the other reason you think?
The service, the warranty, and the installation.
Yeah, so maybe we do this. Why you should buy factory direct, bullet point number 1, save $100 to $200 per window. Bullet point number 2, one source, one-stop shop. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
One-stop shopping. Avoid the middleman. What's your warranty? Lifetime?
Lifetime limited.
Lifetime limited warranty. Just call. No hassles. right? So I'm going to tell you something. I'm a guy that has had window warranty hassles that are unbelievable. I moved into a house. We built the house. It was brand new. A few years later, we had a problem with one of the windows. We called the builder. The builder said, oh, you've got to call the window company that installed them. We called the window company that installed them, the subcontractor. Guess what they told us? Oh, well, you've got to call the manufacturer. We called the manufacturer. Guess what the manufacturer said? Oh, no, we don't deal with that. You've got to call the company that installed it. And we got this big circle of pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. I mean, for a lot of the business, yes.
Yeah. So, why you should buy factory direct? Save $100 to $200 per window. One-stop shopping. Avoid the middleman. Lifetime limited warranty. Just call. No hassles. And then below that, maybe the quick paragraph. We manufacture 50,000 windows a year. So you've got a bunch of this Chinese stuff going on in here that doesn't sound right in English.
Okay.
So you need somebody that's a native English speaker to proofread this for you.
Okay.
I don't think you need this whole paragraph of stuff. Just we manufacture 50,000 windows a year. Most of it is sold to wholesalers. However, we hold a small portion of our windows to sell factory direct to customers like you. If you'd like to save money, get a better deal, avoid the middleman, give us a call. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. The value proposition is really that simple.
Okay.
Why Crystal Windows, top 100 window manufacturer, that's good. Complete line, made in USA. I would say they're made right here in Chicago, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no one cares. I mean, yeah, made in USA is great, but here's what's even better. Made right here in Chicago. Made right here in Chicago. This made in USA power painting, aluminum extrusion, made in USA thermal break, aluminum extrusion. None of that means anything to me. I don't even understand what that means. It might as well be in Chinese. Made in USA, in-house virgin vinyl extrusion, but intercept warm edge 7/8.
What I'm
Nobody
trying
knows
to
what that means.
communicate is, you know how a lot of the stuff is actually import right now, and so a lot of the extrusion and a lot of the parts and everything, it's import.
Yeah, but let me tell you what overcomes all of that. Manufactured right here in Chicago.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody cares if something comes from China.
Okay.
Guess what? Guess what came from China and serves us just fine. Thank you very much. It's my iPhone, right? See, the stigma of it was made in China has really, to a large extent, it's gone away. Now, I'm not saying that you should buy Chinese stuff or not Chinese stuff. I mean, I don't really care. I'm saying that when you start talking about extrusions, nobody knows what an extrusion is. Nobody knows what power painting is, aluminum extrusion, thermal break, aluminum extrusion, in-house, virgin vinyl. Nobody knows what any of that stuff means. They've got no frame of reference to even know what those words mean. So when they look at that, they're like, okay, whatever. I don't understand all that stuff. So under why Crystal Windows, top 100 manufacturer. Next thing, made right here in Chicago. Where's your factory? What city?
What is it?
Yeah, where? What city? What town? Chicago?
Oh, Chicago.
35th Street?
Yeah.
35th Street, Chicago, right? People look at that and they go, wow, that's really cool. These windows are built right here. So why Crystal, top 100 manufacturer, made right here in Chicago? Best warranties. Factory trained installers. And then what I would do is I would come down here, if you can, I don't know if you can or not. Let's go back to the front. Yeah, then I would put the BBB logo again. I would put the Energy Star logo. Do you have any Angie's List affiliation?
Yeah.
If you do, I don't know if you're allowed to or not. I know they've got strict rules. If you can put Angie's List, I put that on there.
Okay.
Put stuff that people have heard of. You know, AAMA, nobody knows what that is. NFRC, nobody knows what that is. So that's what I would do. Pretty simple makeover here on this ad, but I think it could make a big difference for you.
Okay. Okay.
Free estimate, make that huge so people see it. They'll call.
Okay.
You know, maybe even up the ante on that a little bit and say, you know, call us to compare. So yeah, that's what I would do. Good.
Okay.
Did you get notes on all that?
Actually, you know, the screen shows, you know, just my ad. I didn't have the copy of that that you're writing down.
Okay. Well, I'll send you a couple notes.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. I think that'll help you out.
Thank you.
Whenever you get it redone with some of the suggestions, do me a favor, shoot it back over to me directly on email. You don't have to send it through the Tuesday Morning Ad Clinic. Just shoot it over to me directly if you don't mind.
Okay. Okay. You know, you know what? That you are telling me that you know, their grammar and stuff like that. You know, I actually have somebody proofread it. You know, so.
Well, whoever it is, are they native English speaker?
Uh-huh.
Well, then they're doing a terrible job because
Okay.
a native English speaker would never say, we manufacture 50,000 windows a year, most are wholesales. They would never, ever in a million years say that. That is grammatically incorrect.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh.
You know, that would be like me speaking Chinese and getting my classifiers incorrect.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and ega shu, right? You don't. It's not ega shu. It's ibun, right?
Yeah. True. Yeah. Okay.
And you know, I would think I was doing it right, and you would just kind of roll your eyes and go, "Oh, what a rookie."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is grammatically incorrect. You need to fire that native English speaker from their proofreading job and get a different one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We'll go from there. Thank you so much for your help.
Thanks. All right, bye-bye. All right, and that's it. We're done. Thanks for being on the Ad Clinic today. We'll be back with you soon. Bye-bye.